Hello everyone, my name is Shamia Foster, and today I'll be doing a speech on 3-day weekends. Okay, so right now usually everybody's weekday, whether it's working or school, it's 5 days, right? So it's usually like a Monday through Friday traditionally, and then you're off on Saturdays and Sundays. So who in here would love to always have a 3-day weekend? Just show of hands, okay? So yes, like everybody would want to have a 3-day weekend. There's so much things that you have to do, and majority of us spend more than half of our time at work or school than we do, you know, with our family or doing other things, okay? So again, what are some of the reasons why you would want to have a 3-day weekend opposed to the 2-day weekend that you usually have? What are some reasons why you want 3 days? Okay, so that's a good answer. So if you have a 3-day weekend, you have more time to spend with your family. Anybody else? Yes?
It's longer.
Okay, so it's longer. So it's longer, but what would you do with that extra time? So you have a whole 24 hours that you don't have to worry about work, you don't have to worry about school. What would you do?
Get my clothes ready for work.
Okay, so you can start prepping for work, so you have more time for that, okay? So those are good answers on why we would have a 3-day weekend. And it's known that a lot of people call off of work or don't go to school or what have you because they go to school or go to work during those business hours, which are usually, again, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. Put your hand down. So that's a lot of reasons why people call off. They have to go to the doctor or they have to do those kind of things Monday through Friday. So a lot of people call off. A lot of people use their paid time off, or some people don't go to school just because they need that extra time. So again, if we had a 3-day weekend, whether it was that Friday or that Monday, you can take care of your personal business instead of having to call off and those things like that, okay? So those are other reasons why we will have a 3-day weekend. So what can we do to start incorporating a 3-day weekend? Because we can't just say we want a 3-day weekend and then just start today or tomorrow. What are some things that we can do to start trying to have a 3-day weekend? Yes? Okay. So I did some research, and usually when you want something to happen, because this is something that most people would like to do, a worldwide 3-day weekend. So it can't be just St. Louis, Missouri, or Kansas City, Missouri, or whatever. We want this to be worldwide or nationwide, but with anything, you have to start small or slow. So one of the things that you can do is start a petition. So we could start in St. Louis, and you can do a petition, and you may want to do it within your school, or you can just do it within your company that you're working for. So we can start a petition. And so what that does is you get a certain amount of numbers or names and contact information, so that you can have these people saying, I do want a 3-day weekend, I would like to pass this bill. Once you have enough of those signatures, then you can maybe get that put on a bill where it can be passed. So that is one way that you can try to incorporate a 3-day weekend. Anybody have another suggestion on how we can start a 3-day weekend outside of the petitions? Okay, so you can do things in ahead of time. So we can always do that. That's a good answer. So what is a lot that's going on in St. Louis now? What are they doing? Other than that?
Protest.
Okay, so they're protesting. So we can protest or we can boycott. Again, it depends on your company or your corporation, but you can decide we're going to work Monday through Thursday, and then we're going to boycott Friday because we need that 3-day weekend to be off. So that is another way that we can do that. So with anything, there's always pros and cons. So pros of a 3-day weekend, again, would be you have more time spent with your family. You can take care of your business as far as doctor's appointments or whatever you have. And so what would be the cons of working a 3-day weekend, because of having a 3-day weekend? Because, of course, you have this 3-day weekend, you still want to work full-time or have all of your money. What do you have to do now? Anybody? Yes. So again, if you have those 3-day weekends, so that means your days will be longer. So usually you're at work 8.5 hours. So you have your 8-hour work day, and then you have your 30-minute or hour lunch. So if you do that, then now you would have to switch over to 10-hour days. So you would have 4 10-hour days, 10, 20, 30, 40, which will make up your 40 hours. And then you would have your 3-day weekend. But that's the only way that you will be able to still work that full time and have your 40 hours, right? So who in here is willing to say, okay, I will work 10-hour days instead of 8-hour days, and I'll be able to have 3 days off? Okay, so a couple of us are willing to do that. And who says, no, I'll just go ahead and wait and just, wait on my, I'll go ahead and work 5 days and wait on my 3 days, okay? So some people just rather do that. And again, with anything, sometimes it just doesn't work, so you rather just go ahead and have things the way they are. So again, let's recap. What are some of the pros of a 3-day weekend? Because what are some cases that we have 3-day weekends? Holidays, okay, so with holidays you have 3-day weekends and you get well rested, you get to eat. What other reasons do you have 3-day weekends? Okay, so again, yes, like holidays you will have those 3-day weekends. So you would love to do that. So again, we always have to figure out what the pros and the cons of a 3-day weekend would be. So again, we can do longer work days would be our con. But then we have the pro with having, we will have a 10-hour days, but then we'll have an extra whole day that we can do whatever we need to do. So is there any other questions or any other reasons why we should or should not have a 3-day weekend? Did anybody else have any questions? Okay. So the next thing that we will do is, again, go to your respective communities or cities, and you would start a petition to try to get that 3-day weekend, because there are some companies that do incorporate 3-day weekend every weekend. So thank you, and you have a good day.